All right, I got a minute after. We're going to go ahead and we will get things started. So, today we will continue with where we left off last week on Thursday, talking about Real Scout. And we got, as I insinuated or implied in our meeting, this is a pretty large lesson, and I had 160 slides in our slide deck, and I only got through 60 of them last week. So we're going to pick up and continue, and we're going to talk about additional tools that are all available within Real Scout, to include some of the seller tools, testing the market, my listings dashboard, all kinds of good stuff. All of the other tools that Real Scout provides to us and how you can leverage them is what we are going to discuss today. If you missed last week, what we covered last week was primarily engaging your sphere with market alerts. We walked through the entire search process of how to go through that, how to set them up on searches, how to monitor their performance, and looking at the dashboard. If you missed that class, by all means, go to the Century 21 training library, and it is accessible and available there, and you could watch it at your leisure. Okay. Any questions before I get rolling? Because the first thing we're going to talk about is testing the market with the Test the Market tool in Real Scout. Anybody got anything? Anybody got any success stories from last week? I'd love to hear some feedback on something that you were able to do, someone you were able to set up on your Real Scout. Anybody got any success stories to toot your horn about? Have a success story for me, somebody? No? All right, let's go. We are going to get things rolling. Let me share my screen. Okay, y'all looking at 3 steps to working with sellers? Okay. Last week, we talked about engaging the sphere with market alerts. Today, that was the last thing we talked about and the last thing we covered in last week. And so today we are going to take the next step, and we're going to build seller confidence with testing the market. And then we'll talk about some additional seller tools before we move on to the next topic. All right. So seller tools, you've got several of them, and the quickest and easiest way to access all of this is right here at the top of your dashboard menu. What do you want to do today? And we can enhance your listings with those presentations through this tool. All right, and what this does, it allows you to give some insight into the pricing models for your listing. Okay, so the assumption here is what you are going to do is you're going to do your CMA. You're going to determine your suggested sales price, and in this case, in this example, the target price for the listing agent. Say they've done their CMA and they are presenting a CMA that has the price at $800,000. Okay, you enter some additional criteria, some single family, the number of bedrooms and bath, the price point, and then it spits out this test the market tool. Okay, so this is a great talking point for you to chat with your client about after you've done your CMA and say, okay, let's talk about the pricing. At $800,000, using real world, no kidding data, if we were to price it $800,000, your home in this particular case would be 89 buyers interested in your home if it was priced at 800,000. Okay. Contrary to that, if you were to just drop your price 40 grand, you would be exposing yourself to 7% more buyers because more people would be interested in the home at that lower price. Okay, conversely, let's look at the other side of the equation and go to the right of our center $800,000 column. And let's say if we want to go 840, say your client wants to, let's test the market. Let's see how things go. Let's see if we can find a buyer at 840. Anybody heard that story before? Let's go way above market and test the market, see how it goes. Well, guess what? We're now showing them evidence of testing that market may not be the best thing. Okay. So at 840, there are now 12% fewer buyers than these 89. Somebody want to do the math for me on that one? What do you got? Basically 10 or 12 different fewer buyers if you were to raise the price up, theoretically. Okay. Do you think this is a valuable tool? Does this give you the ability to visualize? Okay, John is shaking his head. I want the opinion of John, the appraiser, on this call. Is this a valuable tool, do you think? He's muted, but he's saying yes.
Yes.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it.
No
All right,
problem.
bud. Thanks for playing along. Okay, so that is the test the market tool. Let's look at the next. We will continue. So yeah, this is now showing us the 7% on that side, the 12% on the other side. So fewer buyers and more buyers if you reduce the price. Great tool. Love this tool. Okay. Also in the test the market, in that same report that goes to the client and has a nice little printout, you get a heat map of the area. So you can kind of overlay where that home is located versus how many people are viewing homes in that area. And you also see the number of viewers and buyers searching graphed over time. That's a little cut off on the bottom. You can't see the timeline, but that's exactly what that depicts. Okay. This same tool, this is all digital, but this is a great little technique. You can export this report as a PDF and put it in your buyer's package, your folder that you are taking along with them. So that then you have got a paper copy leave behind that shows these kind of numbers and how they all pan out towards the marketability of the home. Does this make sense, everybody? It's a great little tool that you can include in your buyer's package. By the way, or listing package. By the way, just as a reminder, so this buyer demand report is something that you can include in your sample package. Gosh, let me see here. The sample listing package. There's also a sample buyer's package. I keep them right here on this desk where you can go and access the stuff that we typically put into a listing package. You can see a sample of it. You can access that information and we can produce it for you and print things out for you so you can have a nice professional presentation. And this would be one item that you might want to include in that. Okay. Any questions on that so far? Did somebody have a question and not muted? Go ahead. All right. Sharing the screen again. Okay, so there's your buyer demand report. All right, now let's look at the tool for managing my listings and your my listings dashboard. So where do you see it? First off, it's under the listing tools and it's right there. We were just in the test of the market. It's actually right above it. So what this does is it produces for you, it shows you all of your listings. Okay, so this is actually accessing information that is in the MLS. You don't have to go into here and load this information in. It is pulling this information in from the MLS. And you have two tools available, you viewing the analytics and the reverse prospecting. So let's dive a little bit deeper. So when you open it up, you can see the listing analytics right there and how to access it. And this shows you what's been happening with your listings. Okay. So what this is the number of views, the number of unique viewers. Question, where's that number coming from? Do you think that's coming from the MLS or do you think it's coming from within the Real Scout platform? Guesses? All right. Go ahead, Letitia. I think you said something, but you were muted. Go ahead.
I said Real Scout.
You're absolutely right. So these numbers, the number of views on the property, unique number of views, and even the next thing that we're about to talk about coming up here is reverse prospecting. All of these are within the Real Scout platform, all right, not within MLS. So what I'm going to tell you is sometimes these numbers tend to be a little bit smaller than what reality is, but it's still a pretty good representation of how marketable the property is. All right. So what you see, the next part of the listing analytics is, first off, these are how many people are viewing it, and then you want to get an idea of what's the feedback that people are giving you on your property, and it includes things like, remember, when we were talking about setting up your listing alerts, or not listing alerts, but your marketing alerts that are going out, you're asking people to rate the homes that they're seeing based off of the aesthetics, the neighborhood, the condition, the style. And Real Scout is using those analytics to further curate and send the types of properties that your client is most interested in based off of these criteria. So by all means, encourage your buyers to rate properties based off of the features that they like, because that helps to refine their search criteria moving forward. That makes sense? Everybody got it? All right. And then of course you've got your same report that we talked about before. This is just in a much broader sense, but this gives you the same test the market. You're just doing it after the listing is live at this stage of the game. So this would be a good piece to show if you are advocating that your client does a price reduction. Okay. If you were to able to say, okay, we've been on the market for 3 weeks and we haven't got much traffic or much activity, we're not meeting the criteria that we talked about, 3 to 5 showings per week, and for every 10 to 15 showings we should get an offer. So let's talk about what we should do to correct that. If we were to do a price reduction from 730 down to 693, you're going to expose yourself to about 8% more buyers than what we had before. Okay, that's the conversation that you can have. All right. Getting access to those matching buyers. So remember, we were in this stage and you see this 375 buyers down here. Well, wouldn't it be great if we can actually communicate with those 375 buyers, the people that this my home returned the search for? That'd be a nice thing to have, right? Well, guess what? Now you do. And that is through reverse prospecting. Reverse prospecting has existed in FMLS for years. It's not very friendly. This is much more friendly. It's much easier to do. So this is what it pulls up when you access the reverse prospecting list for your listing. Okay. And it tells you these are the agents that have buyers that have a search that your listing returned for. Here is their company information, the number of matching buyers that they have. Most cases it's going to be one, but you may actually have agents that have multiple buyers that are interested in that property. And oh, by the way, you can actually see when the agent actually viewed the listing. Number of buyers who clicked on clicked interested. So in other words, didn't they just view it, or did they say, I'm interested in this home? Those are the ones that you would probably want to prioritize your contact with first, right? Hey, agent Lindsay McNeary, you have a client that favorited and said that they were interested in my listing at 123 Main Street. Wanted to see if you wanted to schedule a showing or if there's any questions I can answer for you about this property. Boom. Okay. And the Real Scout platform provides you the venue and the avenue to reach out to them within the Real Scout platform. Of course, you could always do that via email, text, whatever, but you could also just message the client. And this is a prescribed templated response that's very simple, very easy, and it makes it very quick to send. Okay. When you've got a listing that is difficult to move, this tool allows you some great flexibility in reaching out to your clients. Okay. And then this is what what the buyer's agent on the other end of the transaction sees is your nice little message and the property information, and it gives them a quick response. Yes, relevant to my clients, or no, they're not interested. Thank you very much. Quick, easy response. And it shows to your seller how much effort you're going through to get his property sold. That you're doing this kind of reverse prospecting instead of just doing the 3 Ps, put it on the MLS, put a sign in the yard and pray. You're actually aggressively going out there and soliciting feedback. That's what sells homes. Okay. Did I just blow anybody's mind with the 3 Ps of real estate sales? Sorry if that's a new into y'all. It's like as old as the hills, but that is what most listing agent realtors practice is the 3 Ps. Put a sign on the yard, put it in the MLS, and pray. Wait for the offers to come in. Okay. We do a little bit more than that around here. All right. All right. Back to our slides. All right. So now the question is, so that pretty much covers all of the listing tools. Now, how do you get more buyers and sellers using your Real Scout platform? Great. 4 different ways that we're going to talk about here to use your platform to get more buyers. And right there they are. We're going to use social media. Oh my gosh, they mislabeled. They're all ones. 1, 1, 1, and 1. But we're going to use social media to get extras in our dashboard. We're also going to talk about landing pages. We're going to do a map search page, and we're going to do the little interview process. So let's talk about each one of these little tools. The first one is using social media, and here is how we're going, the tool that is going to be most effective for this. All right, so under this extras tab to the left of the menu bar, you have social media, and every buyer, this gives you how to create some idea of searches that you can post on social media that would attract people to click on your post. So it could be homes in a particular neighborhood. It could be a certain price range. It could be homes that are open, that have an open house this weekend. These are the ways that you can set up searches and then post those searches on social media. Okay, so here's the technique and what I would suggest. This is great for those that are using geographic farming. So say you have a geographic farm where so me personally, my geographic farm is the Woodlands. It's a subdivision right next to my subdivision. It has about 1,100 homes. I could very easily go in, enter a search for the Woodlands, and then go to get the results of that. Click the link, go to my my CRM, do a social media post, send it out to all of my clients that are in the Woodlands with the search results of homes that are within that area. And then they get this type of a report that allows them to, from the social media, click on and see what properties are available in that area. And then it also gives them the tool to then sign up on your Real Scout platform. And when they sign up on your Real Scout platform, what does that do for you? Where does that information go? Okay, so when they sign up for your platform, they're going to enter their name, their address, their phone number. Where does that information end up getting deposited into? Okay, everybody's muted. Somebody help.
Into our CRM, into the marketing.
So when it goes into your Real Scout, it also will then get transferred over to your Moxie. You will have that client's information directly in there. All right. Thank you all for playing along. Sharing my screen again. Gotcha. All right. So social media is a great way. This is what they get when they hit the sign up button. Gives them the ability to fill in that information. Okay. So that's using your tool to search in a particular area and then post that search results within your social media so that other people can search within there too. Okay, so that was the first one. Now let's talk about the landing page. Landing page is just that. It is a place where your clients, where you can set it up. You can use this landing page to direct their search efforts. But it is a very simple little tool. Some people are using this, and we're using this as kind of their home or their web page until they got their Moxie web page set up, that's a great solution. If anybody is interested, if you're going to take your good sweet time and try to uh, do your Moxie website, and it's going to take you 3 months, I would probably do this landing page as a short-term member measure in the interim. Okay. So that landing page gives your client all of the tools to be able to go in and enter their own search. And that's about it. Okay. Next, we are going to talk about a map search page, which is similar to the landing page, but it actually goes to this and allows them to enter their own information in and do their own filters. Say they wanted to look for homes in a particular area, or maybe they had two different areas that they wanted to look in. You could send them this type of a page where they can create their own searches. Okay. And that's using this map search page. And all it is basically a link. All right. And then there's another one that is a little bit more intensive that sends them through an interview process. So this would be potentially the scenario that you would want to send somebody, maybe one of your leads engine leads. Okay. You find out that one of your leads is searching, that they're interested in properties in a particular area. You could send them this link, your first name, last name, realscout.com onboarding, send that in a text message to them. That brings them to this page where they enter some basic information. They enter some basic criteria of what type of property that they are looking for. And then love this, they actually enter a little bit about their tastes. Again, using some of the machine intelligence within the system. If you say you like high ceilings and crown molding, guess what? The search engine is going to put properties with crown moldings and high ceilings at the top of your client's list. Why would you not want that? Okay, and then it produces the results that shows them all the properties that they are interested in. Okay, so those are the 4 ways we can invite someone to search within your platform. Does anybody have any questions about those?
I do.
Bring it on, John.
How does the system know that a home has high ceilings and crown molding? I know when I do an FMLS search or when I input something, I don't remember that being a category that you can actually specify.
And it's not. So what that is using is the Real Scout actually has, I can't remember the exact terminology that they used for it. It's basically artificial intelligence, but what it is doing is it's looking at the photos.
Okay.
All of the photos are being sorted and organized. So apparently they've developed some technology that says, okay, this is a photo, and if they see cabinets and a refrigerator in it, that's a photo of the kitchen, and they label it as a kitchen.
Machine learning.
And machine learning, that's the terminology. Thank you, Harry. But yeah, so they're looking at it. So they see homes that have high ceilings and crown molding. They're going to flag them as those, and then it's going to use those features to report to
That's amazing.
filter those. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, it really.
Yeah. So remember last week we looked at the photos and how one of the features that your client is going to like the most about it is the ability to look at rooms and sort photographs based off of rooms. And I don't know if you guys are as frustrated with as I am with the MLS when you have to go to the 40th picture in the MLS slide roll to see the picture of the exterior of the house.
Yeah.
Hello. In case anybody doesn't know this, let me give you a little tidbit of information. When you list a home, the photos should be organized and sorted in a way to where you see the outside of the home first. You walk through the front door, you see the foyer, you see the main floor, you go upstairs, you see all the rooms in the upstairs, you go downstairs, you see all the rooms in the downstairs, and then you go to the backyard and you see the back of the house. That's how photos should be organized in your MLS listings. Drives me crazy when I have to go all the way to the end of the slide roll to see the front of the house. Well, that's one of the things that Real Scout does is it allows you to click on kitchen, click on bedroom, click on family room, whatever, and you will see all of those pictures organized and sorted in that fashion.
Jay, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Harry.
Do you know if it, okay, this might be a fun question. Do you know if it also tells you what direction the house faces? Because I do have some people that believe in feng shui and they're like, I want it to be east facing. So what I have to do generally, I have to go to Google Earth and then face north. Like I have to face north on the app. And then I have to decide, okay, if this is west, this is east, and it's south facing. That's no good.
Yeah, it is. That is one challenge. Google Earth is a tool that I have used. I'm going to tell you the other thing is when you use any kind of mapping program, it always orients things north. So nowadays you can even look on, Google Maps and you can see the silhouette of the house and which direction it is facing, and you can roughly tell which direction it is facing. But to be honest with you, my tried and true technique is the GPS compass on here. When you're showing homes, have that compass quickly pulled up, and if I know my clients are feng shui oriented or culturally oriented to a particular directional facing house, the first thing I do is when I'm standing at the front porch and I'm opening the super lockbox, I'm pulling up my compass and I'm going, just so you know, this is the front of the house is facing northwest or whatever. Okay.
Sounds good. And they walk out because they're like, oh no, this is very bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So in those situations, what I have found is a great technique is, will you give me a little bit of latitude to be able to evaluate the facings of the directions and some of the feng shui elements, and maybe eliminate or filter some of these a little bit more? Because if they're not skilled at doing that, you could be setting yourself up for a lot of showings. So my testimonial, this is learned from my mistakes. I'm not saying this with any measure of pride, but my record-breaking clients were very much into feng shui and the entire cultural aspects of which direction the house is facing. I showed them my record number of showings before they bought a house was 114. That's bad, horrible. Don't go there, learn from my mistakes. This was when I was in a different brokerage. I was doing relocation. It was a relocation client. I couldn't fire them. I wanted to fire them. I would have fired them, but I couldn't. Regardless, I got to the point where with them, they would say, hey, I'm interested in this house. And I would do my quick look and I would say, guess what? Faces south. Sorry, not going to show it to you. Or this one is not on public sewer. It's on septic. They didn't want septic. So that's a cultural thing. Sorry, not going to show this one to you. Can't schedule this one. Sorry. Take enough, get to the point where you're building enough rapport with your clients to where you can actually veto homes that they want to go see, so that you're not wasting your time driving across town to show them something you know that they're going to hate. Okay. All right. That is as far as we're going to get. There are some integrations in here and some widgets and some additional tools. Here's what I'm going to say. Does anybody want to test adding Real Scout to their Moxie website? Does anybody want to test that one? Okay, Chris, talk to me after. We might do some playing around. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, everybody, have a great day. If you have any other questions, get with me. Don't forget Moxie Monday in the training room at 11:30 for a half hour of a formal session, and 30 minutes after that between 12 and 12:30 of just working on whatever you need within your Moxie CRM. Okay. All right, everybody, have a great day.
Thank you.